See, you haven't spoke to me in so long that I
You,
pick up the bad habits again, isn't it?
your face there is so funny, yeah, because you know it's true, bro. You're like, oh no, I can't do this. I can't. What did I start doing? I started taking names. You don't even know Mark, bro, but you painted a picture of that person because I took his name.
How do you compete against all the other agencies?
That is a mistake, and that is a question that you're asking that I'm very disappointed with. You
What
need.
about the subject? What would you put in the subject? Would you put your company name?
To be fair, what works really well is I like to put something like sometimes you have to sell something else. Maybe it's not their skill. Maybe it's the fact that they're local.
Just role playing this, I've learned four things already.
Yeah.
They're basically AM grilling me. That's what this session is. But
Yeah,
at
of
the end
course.
of the day, I'm going to be correcting my craft, basically, you know.
Just do the hey Jihad speaking.
So yeah,
Jihad, you know.
Jazz speaking.
Okay. Hey Jihad, it's Musab. I'm calling from ABC Limited Recruitment. It's just a quick one, really. I've got this candidate, Assembly. He's worked for X company, X Tech, this company, and that company. I would name company names. And he's local to Luton. He's actually in the area, local to yourself. What sort of who could I speak to in regards to the recruitment?
The person you're looking for is obviously not available at the moment. Can I take a message?
Is it just one person that deals with the recruitment for ABC Limited?
Well, it depends on what kind of role you're recruiting for. I think you said assembly guys, didn't you?
Yes,
It's just
assembly.
one person that, and he's currently not available at the moment. He's actually away. Won't be
Okay,
back
amazing.
next week.
Do you know, by the way, if you guys might be in the market for assembly guys? Because obviously it's just that this one candidate is really good and he's local to you. So I wanted to ask the question and see if it's something you might need right now.
To be honest, I'm not sure. You'd have to speak to the relevant person. But
Okay.
like I said, they're not available at the moment.
Yeah, no problem. Can I get the email address of the person that does deal with that?
We're no email policy over here.
Huh?
We are no email policy. We
You have a
don't
no
give
email
emails.
policy.
You
Okay.
can take the sales email if you want. And you
Sorry,
can
you said your name was
Jihad.
Jihad. Jihad, the only thing is, Mark, the guy, assembly worker, he's in the market, he's looking for work, he's local to you. The least I want to do is to be able to put his CV in front of the person that does deal with it. I understand you've got a no email policy. I don't want anything. I'm not trying to sell too much. I'm just trying to see if this candidate would be relevant for you guys. And I know it's something you guys use, by the way. Look, can we at least just ask the question? Can I get the email so we can at least see if this buy might be good for you?
I would love to give the email, but honestly, I can't. I'm not allowed to give the email. You can send it to the sales email if you want.
Yeah, okay, fine. What is the sales email?
Sales at whatever you want to call it.
Okay.
.co.uk.
And sorry, who am I addressing to that exactly?
Stuart.
Stuart, fabulous. So Stuart is the guy that I'm gonna maybe ask for next time I call. Jihad, what I'll do is I'll give you a call, hopefully in 2-3 days' time. As you can understand, look, I'm trying to help Mark get some work. You know, he's interested. You know, he's actively looking. So it'd be amazing, by the way, Jihad, if you could just let Stuart know that I'm sending an email in the next 10 minutes with the CV. And if he's interested, you know, get him to give me a call and we can have a little catch up about it. But if he doesn't come back, don't mind me calling again in about 2 days' time. Is that all right?
Yeah, that's fine. No problem at all.
All right, fabulous. Thank you so much.
Thank you. That's a typical assembly call, to be fair.
It probably is.
It's a rejection you get
right?
like left, right, and center, but you
Now,
still
by the way, I do. By the way, I want to reiterate something, right? That notice there's no point me making like, oh, look at that, whatever. The main things are this. Notice when Jihad, the character, was talking to me, you're like, oh no, I can't do this, I can't. But I'm like, I'm making out like, look, what did I start doing? I started taking names, right? I started taking names of the candidate. You don't even know Mark, bro, right? But you painted a picture of that person because I took his name. I asked your name. Now, as soon as I say your name, you are not going to be rude to me. You're not going to be obnoxious, and you're actually going to help me a little bit. And I'll tell you why. Because imagine you were rude and I called back and I said, Jihad was super rude to me. I now know your name, right? Subconsciously, you're going to be super nice about the information and, you know, talking to me right now. And you probably didn't even realize you started being nicer in the call when I started mentioning Jihad and I started mentioning Mark. And I'm sure the guys who are watching probably could tell, but like, even the vibe of the call, even though you were trying to be difficult, which was fine and which was good to be fair, changed as soon as I started taking names.
But
Right?
that's another thing though. Now that you've got a name, wouldn't I be more hesitant to give you the email that I know is against the policy because I know you got my name? And imagine you say on the email that, oh yeah, Jai gave me your email, so and so. and
Oh,
get
not at all.
myself in
Not
trouble?
at all. Because whenever a receptionist picks up the phone, she'll be like, "Hey, Lindsay, CNC, whatever speaking, hey, Karen, whatever, right?"
Yeah.
They always say their names. Now, even if they don't say their names, by the way, bro, they're not thinking. Listen, this is too far. I am I think fast, if I'm being honest, right? You think she's thinking when I say, "Oh, by the way, sorry, you said your name was," do you think she's thinking, "Oh, when he sends the email, he might mention my name, and so I don't want to give him my name"? I'll put her on the spot. She's just going to give me a name, bro. She ain't got time to process that information and then be like, weigh up pros and cons and think, oh, too much cons. You know what? Forget it. I'm not giving you my name. She
All
ain't got
right.
time.
Yeah, makes sense. How would you email now? Let's say you've got an email now, yeah? Or let's say I was not too difficult and I was the nice old lady and I wasn't a Karen and I gave you the
Okay.
email. What would
Okay.
you email?
I would send an email across. And how long would my email be? You know the answer to this.
Four
And if you
lines,
do,
bro.
I'll be stressed.
Mine's 4 lines. I can't lie.
Mine would be one line, bro.
No, as in like in total, it's 4 lines in named.
Yeah.
Yeah. But like the
In
actual
total,
message is like one
mine in
sentence.
total, my email would be one line.
Okay.
Probably be about 5 words.
What would you say?
Hi,
About
Mark.
candidate looking for work.
Without the hi, Mark. Really good assembler in Luton, whatever sort of thing, looking for work. When I say whatever, I don't mean a lot of words, by the way. I mean, hi, Mark, really good assembler, local to you, looking for work, can come in for a chat within the next few days. Any chance you're looking for someone?
Okay. Yeah.
Right? Now, let me explain why. Bro, I get
Thousands of emails in it, bro.
thousands of emails a day, and I am nothing compared to Mark. Mark is probably a project manager of 100 employees, right? Now, check this. If my email is very short, even if they reply no, and I've mentioned this before, right? Guess what you're going to do the next time? You're going to reply to that no. Guess what it looks like? An email thread. Guess when they're more likely to open an email? When it looks like a thread. So keep it very short and simple. Listen, I don't have
What do you put
time
in the
for
subject?
4 paragraphs or 4 lines. I'm not going to do it. Bro, these guys, okay, everyone watching this will tell you when I was reading the comments, I couldn't keep up with the comments because I was trying to read them, right?
Yeah.
When
Same
you're
as
doing 10 things together, I don't have time to
yeah.
read a big paragraph. It's impossible. So I just read the paragraph. Yeah, is that of benefit? Probably is yes or no. That's it. And that's all you
What
need.
about the subject? What would you put in the subject? Would you put your company name?
What I like to put, to be fair, what works really well, and hopefully you guys are getting gems on a continuous basis, is I like to put something like if the candidate's been redundant, I'll put redundant or redundancies, or new role. I'll put new role because that's what he's looking for, a new role, right? I'll put redundancies if the guy's been made redundant. I'll put something which is super like a little bit ambiguous, which makes the person think, what the heck is that? If you get an email which has the subject line redundancies or redundant, brother, you're opening it. Do you get it? If you're working a job, especially.
Yeah. You want to see if your name's on that, innit?
Yeah, of course, bro.
Well, I think you know what another thing, yeah, I'd say, I know we're
Cool.
going over, yeah, but another thing I say
Go
that I
ahead.
struggle with is like not struggle, but like my problem is there is sometimes so many agencies working with a company, it's kind of hard to get yourself thinking like what makes you think that you're not going to just give them a candidate, give them a candidate they've already seen from another company. Like to me, at first, obviously, I'd be like, it's okay, I'll just find another
That is a mistake, and that is a question that you're asking that I'm very disappointed with, to be
No,
fair.
because obviously I'll go find
You're
another
asking a what if
candidate.
question.
Pardon?
You're asking a what if question.
See, that's what happened. You haven't spoke to me in so long. I pick up the bad habits again, isn't it?
Your face there is so funny, yeah, because it's true, bro.
I know it's true, but what I'm trying to say is like, how do you compete against all the other agencies?
You're asking a question when you're not even part of the race. Become part of the race, and then you can talk about competing.
No, but that's what I'm saying, man. I'm working with a few companies where it's like,
Look, the point is this.
there's loads of other agencies. How can I stand out?
The point is this: how do you stand out? You make sure you're dealing with the best agency possible. So first of all, you need to start joining the race. That's level one, right?
Mhm.
But you can join the race with 10 other companies. Yes? Right?
Yeah.
You can have 10 other
Yeah.
companies
Yeah,
working with you,
100%.
right?
Yeah.
If you
I'm
do
agreeing.
business development and you speak to, you can have 10 companies that you're dealing with. Now, if you've got 10 companies you're dealing with, you need to get 1 or 2 companies that will work with you and you can find candidates with and don't have 4 other agencies that they work with, which does exist, by the way. A lot of it exists. Most companies only deal with 2 agencies, right?
They do, yeah.
They might use a third or a fourth on a rare basis, but they only have two. Otherwise, it gets too long. And you just need to find. So now the point here again is this. You do the BD side, you do the calls, you do as much as you can to get in with 10 companies. Now, Jihad, there's someone who's been doing recruitment for, over a year. I can't
Yeah,
remember. I don't know. Well, how long? 18 months?
yeah, yeah.
Okay,
Oh,
18
yes,
months.
it's coming up to
My
two.
question to you is, can you get in to the race and get 10 companies to work with you and give you business?
I can, yeah. Why not?
Is that a yes, of course?
Yeah, of course.
So out of those 10 companies, you need one or two companies to actually work with you and actually do business with you, not all 10. That's a mistake. So if one company gives you jobs, right? Let's say they give you, 3 jobs. Oh yeah, but we work with 4 other agencies. And also, how long have you been looking for these jobs? Oh, we've been looking for these jobs for the last, 2, 3 months. So why haven't you filled it?
Good job, yeah.
It's not a good job, right? It's not a good company. Now, I don't want to work with these guys.
Mm.
I want to work with a guy that's super difficult to deal with. It was super hard to break in with that company. They don't use anyone else. He was a right knob to me in the beginning. Right? That's the guy I want to work. You know why? Because
Because
he's
most
the
other people give up in it.
yeah, exactly, bro. Most people give up. Most people will not make the fourth or fifth or sixth or seventh call, and that's where you're actually gonna get the good business.
Mm.
Because the first guy who gives, bro,
He's getting it to everyone else as well, isn't he?
it's many examples in life, right? Where the person who gives themselves up like very quickly, right? You know what I mean? Like there's no value to them, bro.
100%, yeah.
So the point is you have to deal with companies that are actually difficult. Why? Again, because when you start dealing with them, guess what? When another recruitment agency calls, they're gonna say, "Oh, nah, like, we're fine." Guess what? That recruitment agency isn't gonna be like you and call 4 or 5 times, right? That's why you have to stand out and you have to be different. And so it's all very possible when you start breaking it up, basically.
I don't know. A question that popped out of my head now.
That's right. I'll answer someone
But
else's question.
but
Actually, you
yeah,
said
no, 100%. I agree. I agree.
someone else asked, if you're constantly calling, even when they say they're not interested, isn't that also a bad look? Imagine you get blocked. Again, that is a what if question. What if this happens? Don't ever ask yourselves what if questions in business, because in essence, you're putting doubts in your head before committing to the action. That's why I say don't ask what if questions. Jihad knows that. That's why I said that to him. But also, if like, what did I say to Jihad? I said, "Oh, I'll give you a call on Wednesday," right?
Make
If
sure
I
it's
see something
Wednesday.
when I'm speaking to the company already and I'm like, "Oh, I'll give you a call next month. I'll give you in 3 months." So now next time when I call, guess what I'm going to say? "Oh, hey, Jihad, it's me again. Yeah, I said I'll call you on Wednesday. I still had a chance to have a look over that CV." Do you get it? It's completely different now. So that's why you put these in place. Do you listen? I promise
That's
you guys,
planting seeds, isn't it?
the knowledge and the theory will put you ahead. If you don't have that theory, like what if I just said to you, like, if you just call companies and you're like, do you use recruitment companies? Do you use recruitment companies? Be honest, man, you're not having luck, man. You're not, it's going to be difficult for you.
Mm.
That's why I say what I say, inshallah. But did you remember your question?
No, I don't. But let's go to something else. So obviously we didn't finish the role play because I disappointed you with the way I started. But let's say I started the way I normally start,
Okay.
how I used to
Okay.
start, and I come to you with that. Listen, look, I've got a few assembly guys, really good assembly guys here looking for
Okay,
work.
fine. So let's replay that. Let's do that again then.
Yeah,
So, ring, ring.
yeah.
Oh,
Hi,
sorry. Hi,
it's
Mustafa.
Jihad from yeah. This is Jihad from Vestry James. I've got a few assembly guys here that I'm trying to get into work. I just want to see if you guys want to look out and possibly speak with the person in charge of looking after these guys.
Okay, so what's the issue? What's the issue there? You know this already, but what's the issue?
Too long, isn't it?
No. I've got a few assembly guys. What is that of
Really
interest to
good
you?
assembly guys then, or do you want me to just talk about one?
Oh, but no, don't just say really good. Everyone will think they're really good, right? Tell them why they're good. Prove it to them. Tell them why.
Okay, I've got a few really good assembly guys here from so and so company with so and so experience, uh,
Exactly.
looking for work. Just trying to help them get into employment. Calling a few local companies. Just want to see if you guys are happy to be on the lookout.
Yeah. I mean, that's much better than what you just said. We'll do that again because I feel like you did it sort of like um,
Stop.
no, like a informal chilled out way. Don't do informal chilled out. Like
Yeah, I don't
do it the proper way, right? How you would do it. So we'll do that again. But the point here again is even an assembler, you can beautify the crap out of to make the company think, oh, this is unique.
So is it worth mentioning the experience they have or what they're good at straight away? Because let's be honest, if it's the receptionist picking up, she ain't gonna know what that is. Because there's times where I've asked questions and they don't know
Based
anything
on
about
what? But why are you assuming that? You know, my old director used to
it.
say,
What?
don't assume because you look like an ass.
Fair enough. Because the reason I am assuming that is because it's happened so many times.
Based on what?
They don't know exactly what I'm talking about.
Okay,
Unless
so
they say, oh yeah, we are looking, then I'll ask them questions about the job and they'll be like, oh, I don't know anything about that. I don't know what that
yeah,
is.
they might not know, but look, like, listen, if I have an employee, bro, if I have 200 employees and 10 of them are assemblers, and I'm
Yeah.
the receptionist of the company, I will know that what an assembler is. Like, I will have an idea, like, oh, these guys are in the factory side doing the work, for example. And if a receptionist turned around to me and was like, I don't know what an assembler is, I would say, oh, the guys that worked in the guys that do the manufacturing and the engineering and the assembly in the factory, the assembly guys, I needed to speak to the guy who deals with the recruitment of that. That's what I would say. She 100% she knows what a factory is,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, 100%. Yeah, 100%. Okay.
So like
All right,
she's
cool.
there in the offices, right? She, like it's impossible for her not to know anything.
And is it worth mentioning some of the companies they work with if they're relatively large companies that obviously the company would definitely know?
Of
Let's say
course,
if I said, oh, you assembly guys from Martin Baker, for example.
100%. I've got a
Is it
few
worth
assembly guys
doing?
that, they've worked for Martin Baker, and I just wanted to see if this is something that you might be of interest of
Yeah, their
course.
contract just
Because
finished. They're on the lookout.
again, if you say to me, look, bro, it's like this, isn't it? Like if you say to me anything, like come to me and if you say to me, oh, I've bro, I've got a car, I'm selling it, right? I've got a BMW 3 Series, I'm selling it, right? In my head, I'm definitely not going to think the best 3 Series, right? I'm not going to think the nicest color, exactly what I want. I'm just thinking like, yeah, probably just whatever sort of thing. Now, man, I'm not interested. Now, if you said to me, oh, bro, but it's actually like it's black with this, with that, with the, with this specs, whatever sort of thing, all of a sudden I'm maybe like, oh, that sounds a bit interesting to be fair, right? You have
Hmm.
to make things stand out,
Okay.
right? If you come with an assembler, now an assembler is by the way, guys, so everyone else knows as well, an assembler is like as bad as it is, they're not the most skilled, right? So if an assembler isn't the most skilled, then how do you beautify them? And you beautify them by saying they've worked for this company and that company, and they're local to you. And some look, sometimes you have to sell something else. Maybe it's not their skill. Maybe it's the fact that they're local. Maybe it's the fact that he's out with jobs. So actually, right now,
It's hard to work with
wages aren't a
people.
big thing for him. He'll take £10 an hour, right?
Okay.
But you have to always sell something.
Hmm. All right. Okay.
Let's do that call again, though.
On. Ring, ring.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, ring, ring. Musab speaking.
This is Jihad from Vestry James. I've got a few assembly
No, no,
guys.
no, no, no. Do it with the energy that you would do it to when you're on the phone.
Okay. It's kind of hard to roleplay that, can't lie.
Just do it because that's the whole point of this. Like I'm trying to help you, so just
Yeah.
give me the same energy.
All right,
Shut your eyes.
this is Jihad from Vestry James Recruitment. I've got a few assembly guys here.
No, no, let's do the ring ring again. Let's do the ring ring again. So, ring ring. Hello, Musab speaking.
Hello there, this is Jihad from Vestry James Recruitment. I've got a few guys here looking for work, a few assembly guys from so-and-so with so-and-so experience. Just wanted to see if you guys are on the lookout.
Do you know if that's something you might be in the market for? Do you know, or
Do you
do
know
you
that's
know
something
who
you
I
might
can
be
speak
market
to?
for? Okay,
Do you know
cool.
who I can speak? So give me that intro again. I want to
All
hear it
right.
again. I want to pick out what could be better.
This is Jihad from Vestry James Recruitment. I've got a few guys, a few
What's the
assembly
company
guys.
called?
Pardon?
What's the company called?
Vestry James Recruitment. But I don't actually say Vestry James Recruitment. It's called Vestry James.
Can you call it VJ Recruitment?
VJ, I can, yeah. It's
Just because
easier.
you know what I'm just because you know what I'm listening to it.
You're trying to make it out.
I have no idea what and I have no idea what you said. Like I didn't
This
hear
is
like
VJ
vicious.
Recruitment.
What I heard is like vicious recruitment. So no, but the reason I say that is because everything else might make sense and the company might still turn around and be like, sorry, just because of that
Okay,
one
because
word.
they're still stuck. Okay, but what if I don't mention that at all? The company name.
I know
Does
it's
that
fine
work?
too. Fine too. But I would just say I'm just calling from it's Jihad. I'm the director here at VJ Recruitment. Or I would just say VJ or whatever. Like I would just say, hey, whatever.
What if I was to completely skip that? Say, listen, I've got a few assembly guys here from so and so company looking for work. Just
But it
with
wouldn't make sense for you to
experience.
not say anything about who you are. Because the first question would be, who are you? Right?
Okay.
So let's do that again. Call it VJ call it VJ recruitment. Yeah, call it VJ recruitment. That's fine. It's
Okay.
fine to also call it recruitment, by the way.
Pardon?
It's fine to I sometimes advise can you see me okay?
Yeah. Why?
Oh, sorry, my webcam started flashing yellow. I don't know
No,
why.
no, I still see you.
Okay. So where was I? It's fine to call yourself recruitment as well in a sales call like that, because it actually helps, because you're actually getting you're telling the receptionist exactly what you're calling about without actually
Okay.
saying it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So anyway, let's do that call again.
Okay. This is
Energy,
Jihad
whatever.
from VJ Recruitment.
Yeah. Oh, sorry, let me do the ring ring. Ring
Okay.
ring, Mustafa speaking.
Hello there. This is Jihad from VJ Recruitment. I've got a few assembly guys here from so and so with so and so experience looking for work. Any as well as
Give me break it though. Break it. It's too salesy straight away. So
okay.
give me something like, hey Jihad, VJ Recruitment. Wondering if you can help me with something actually. Something like that. You need to break it in the middle, because otherwise it's too salesy. It's I need this, I
Okay,
need this.
let's say you said, oh, how can I help? What if I said go around and say, not sure if you can help me, but I've got a few assembly guys
Yeah, but I wouldn't say
here
that when I'm
with
on the phone. I wouldn't just say, how can I help?
no, sometimes I pick you up in it. Hi there, how can I help? For example. Okay, forget that. No. If you don't want, if you
I don't
even
know. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe,
I've always
maybe.
come across that.
I
I'll be
don't feel
honest,
like
I
it's a
always come
regular.
across that. I
I'm trying
always
to
come
give
across
a.
that.
I'm trying to help you generically, not just a one-off
Yeah,
case.
yeah, okay, cool, cool, cool.
So let's do that again. Let's do that again.
Ring then.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, ring was speaking.
This is Jihad from VJ Recruitment. We've got a few assembly guys from so and so companies looking for work. They possess.
Just say, but you again went into it straight away. Give me just a quick one, to be fair.
Okay,
Something like that. Or can you help me with something?
just to break it.
Whatever you want to call it. By the way, this isn't an only way to do sales, right?
Yeah,
You
yeah.
can. The thing is, I say this actually, to be fair to the people watching, you can always change things up once you understand why I am saying what I'm saying.
Mm.
So you introduce yourself, you soften the blow a little bit. This isn't a sale, or oh, I'm just a nice guy, or like, you know what I mean? The basically you want the person to be like, oh, like whatever, right? And then you go into the sale. You know,
Mm.
soften them a little bit, then give them the sale. But let's do that again. So hi, Musa speaking.
Oh, sorry. I was reading something there on the comment. Start again, please.
Hi, Musa speaking.
Hi there, this is Jihad from VJ Recruitment. Not sure if you can help me here. I've got a few assembly guys from so and so looking for work. Is this something you guys be on the lookout for at the moment?
Much better, much better.
Is that
So
what you said to say?
I didn't say that. You said something by yourself.
Yeah.
Not sure if you can help me here. That's fine as well. But you broke it up. But it was much better. Now I want you to flow it. I want you to
Right.
flow it. I want you to, feel it. Feel it.
Okay, where would I go from there now? What would your response be at?
No, no, no. We're gonna do that again. We're gonna do that again because we're still
Okay.
gonna make that
What was
back.
the
So
part you told me to say at the end? Because I completely lost it again.
I can't remember. Let's just say the script. Let's say it again, and then I'll tell you what it
Was
was.
that fine though, yeah?
Huh?
Was that fine though, yeah?
That was much better. Yeah, it was much better. Dude, like let us know in the comments. Like, do you not feel like that was a lot better? It
Someone
sounded a lot
said,
better.
someone here, this is why I got distracted. What does he mean by your tone is monotone?
Well, you know what that means.
What, like, it's one, what is it?
Well, do you know what monotone is?
No, I don't actually know. Is it like one
It means like
tone? There's
it
no
means like there's
personality.
not much emotions in your
Okay,
voice.
okay, fair enough.
But by the way, that's not actually a problem. Like, you don't need to have look, guys, if I'm being completely honest, yeah, and I say this in the most respectful way, you cannot expect yourselves to make calls like me, because I've been doing it for 10 years. And I say this in a respectful and humbling way, but obviously I am going to be very good at this, right? So when I'm teaching you, I'm helping you and I'm teaching you guys, but you can't expect you guys to be good at what I am doing, right? So it's actually fine to be monotone, as long as, because some people, bro, are serious. Actually, when I call sometimes, and I'm calling with a lot of emotions and whatever sort of thing, the 50-year-old engineering manager working in a factory probably be like, yeah, mate, what you want? Do you get it?
I mean, to
So
be honest, in engineering, that's nearly every single person's tone, I'll be honest.
exactly.
Literally, that's the
So, and
reason
I've
why
said
my
this.
tone is how it is. I'm so used to it. I don't mean to be monotone in it.
No, but
And to be
honestly,
honest,
man,
it adjusts according to who picks up the phone on the other side.
100,000%. And like I've said many a times, when I'm speaking to a lady, um, I didn't write that, just by the way.
I was just looking, I was like,
Hey,
your
bro,
hands are in front of me.
that
What's
wasn't
going on here,
me.
bro?
Man went back. You know what I mean? I was like, whoa.
Everyone's
Anyway,
going to jump out the corner.
what I was gonna say, but I've lost what I was gonna say now. Allah understand. What was I gonna say, man? What was I talking about?
About the tone.
Yes. Um, when I'm speaking to a lady now, receptionist usually picks up or something like that. You know, I'll be like, "Oh, hey, it's Musab speaking, Frank Corey. I'm wondering if you can really help me with something. I just had this candidate who's got, made redundant. He's looking for work in the area. To be fair, he's worked for X and X. Do you know who I could speak to regarding the recruitment of that? Right,
Yeah.
bro? I don't speak like that. But guess what? She's gonna probably think, I don't want to say it, but she's gonna think like I'm some like bent guy or something or whatnot. Yeah. But basically, the point here is, you know what the funny thing is? When I'm speaking to her, you know how I want her to feel that that I could chill with her.
Yeah.
That oh no, I wouldn't chill with her. That she could
We get
chill
the
with me,
point, man. Don't worry.
that like we could be friends, basically.
Yeah,
Over.
yeah. They gotta feel comfortable on it, basically.
And the funny thing is, and I've done this in my calls on YouTube, and they're there, like you can watch them. And I've said on YouTube, I always say something like, then when I get through to the engineering manager, and he's like, "Yeah, hello, Mark speaking," and guess what?
Switch
Exactly
up.
how I respond. Mark, mate, yeah, I've got this assembler. He's worked for ABC Limited. You needing anyone at the moment? What's the situation there? That's actually how I speak,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Because guess what? I just mimicked exactly the energy that he was giving me.
I mean, yeah, that's
And
what I'm trying to
usually
say, innit?
he'll
Yeah.
turn around and be like, no, no, mate, no, no, nothing right now, no. And I'll be like, all right, listen, what's your email address? I'll send it to you. Any chance so next week you can, sort him out if you need someone next week. And he'll be like, the amount of times someone speaks to you in a certain way and you think they're being rude and they're being aggressive, but actually they're just a white guy who's 50 years old and it's just they're a factory. That's how they speak, basically.
Their life
Trust
is
me,
gone.
it
Their
happens
life is
all
now,
the time.
basically.
All the time,
Yeah.
Let's do that call again though.
Okay.
So hello, Musa speaking.
This is Jihad from VJ Recruitment. Not sure if you can help me. I've got a few assembly guys from Martin Baker looking for work. Their contract just expired. Any chance you guys are on the lookout for anyone?
Yeah, yeah, a lot better. A lot better. But I would just feel it. It's a lot better, but it's
It's a bit different. It's like I feel like you're not getting the full sales side of me because it's so like role play. It's kind of hard to
no,
bring
no,
out.
oh, which is fine. But sometimes these things, and
Yeah.
sometimes it's reminding you
It is
of the things
100%.
that matter.
No, no, but you know what? Like, for example, just role playing this, I've learned four things already,
Yeah,
right?
for sure.
And I'm not
For
shy to be like, I know I'm sitting up here and I'm getting like constantly corrected. It's not a problem at all, innit?
yeah,
Because
yeah, yeah.
I know, obviously, yeah, basically, AM grilling me. This is what this session is. But honestly, I want no problem with it because
Yeah, but I know again, yeah,
at
of
the end
course.
of the day, I'm going to be correcting my craft, basically, innit?
Yeah,
So I don't really care.
no, no, 100%, bro.
But
It's
yeah,
all
no,
about
I agree. There's always going to be holes that need to be fixed. And I've learned four things
sometimes, bro,
just that
it
role
is.
play at the same time.
Sometimes it is being reminded of the same thing. The funny thing is, it's so funny, bro. Sometimes it's actually things that I've mentioned in the course many a times. You start doing your thing, right? You start making money, you start doing well, everything's working. And then for some reason, and I've seen this many a times, by the way, people just change a little bit, right? And then, 3, 4, 5 months later, I'll have a call with someone, I'll speak to people because, it's not just, I actually end up speaking to quite a lot of people. And they'll be like, oh, bro, like I've not been having luck. Now, like, oh, so what's going on? What are you doing here? And what are you doing here? And they'll say something different. And I'm like, why are you doing that? I never told you to do that. And they'll be like, maybe maybe they've got the advice from the wrong place or something, right? But then something will end
I
up
get you.
happening.
It's
And
true.
I'm like, who told you to do that? And then like they'll be like, oh, it's not working. And I'm like, just go back to what I told you to do and it was
I mean,
working. Why
you're
are you
literally just
changing?
referencing what happened now, but yeah.
Yeah, like honestly, no, but bro, like the funny thing is, as soon as you said, like, yeah, do you use recruitment or whatever sort of thing, I was like, eh?
What the
Like,
hell?
where did that come from?
I mean, bro, do you know what it is? Yeah. That comes from, I think, like you said, the reason why that happens, I'll tell you from the other side now. Obviously, you being on that on the other side of correcting people. For me, the reason why is because certain things, like doing it the way we normally do it, it might, let's say, we doesn't go right. So we try a few different things, and certain things working. So we start to pursue that for a bit until that don't work, and then we try something else, which is
Yeah.
probably wrong. But
Yes.
like you said at the beginning, it's like to get as many leads as you can get, positive leads as you can get to get the business generating money, basically. Doesn't necessarily mean it's the right thing. Now I'm in a position where like I can actually be picky with who I take on. So going
Oh,
back to the old
oh,
approach that I initially started off with and being
everyone's
reminded of it, I think it's certainly a much better thing to do. I
yeah.
think it's very, very, very beneficial.
No, I agree. I agree, bro. I agree. So hopefully I think so that intro was definitely a lot better, but it's just
Yeah.
about you adding your own twist and feeling it and like just like being relaxed about it. And obviously, like we're here right now. So like it's just feeling a little bit scripted right now. But when you start feeling it, it's a lot better and you feel a lot more
Yeah.
comfortable doing that. So
I
that
mean, it
will
goes
help.
back to the tone, innit? Like, obviously, I feel the tone depending on how the other person on the other side picks up.
So
And the pitch,
see
go
how
on.
I switched from the woman to the man. Bro, it's a crazy change. I know it, by the way. And you know, it's funny because every time I do a call calling video on YouTube, everyone will be like, "Raw, that is so funny," because Abu Musa does not sound like that, right? Bro, you learn in it. You learn with time. Um,
And
uh,
sometimes the pitch does change depending on how they pick up the phone as well.
1000%, a thousand
So
percent.
it's not
Sometimes you
like
have to think.
it's not like one script the whole way through. Um, but to be honest with you, if I'm going to say something now, is the whole, the little break after introducing the company and then like introducing myself, and then normally I introduce myself and I go straight into what I have. I never really normally add the little thing you add in the middle. I've never really done that, so
Yeah.
I'm gonna obviously go back now and try that because I've never really done that
Can you
before,
see? But can
and
you
I never really
let
mentioned
me see
twice. Go on.
again? The important thing here is not for you to just add it in, but for you to understand why.
Why?
Because
Yeah, no, definitely.
most people, when they pick up the phone, they straight away expect when you say something like "Hi, Jihad, recruitment, whatever." For God's sake, another salesman. That's exactly what I'm thinking.
Yeah, yeah.
You have to assume that, right? Because a lot of the time, that's
That's why
exactly
there's a receptionist in there, isn't it?
exactly, right?
Because
They get that all
filter it
the
out.
time, all the time. Oh, we want this. Can you do this? Can you put us through to this? Can you put us through? So then when you turn around, for example, and many times I do this, when the receptionist takes the name, as soon as the receptionist takes her name and she says, "Hello, Amanda speaking," whatever, right? I'll be like, "Hey, Amanda, it's Musa, Frank Court." And then I'll give her, and then I'll be, "Wonder if you can just help me with something." Do you know how powerful it is when you take that person's name,
And actually use
take
it.
your company name, and then say, "Can you help me with something?" And then say whatever. It's a complete different world. You have elevated yourself massively now, right? And that is crucial. These little changes make a huge difference. You know, it's I can't explain how much these little things make a huge
I
difference,
mean, the
man.
name part, I definitely agree with you. Because I've seen it. Like, even if they don't mention their name, I'll try get the name out of them and then start addressing them by the name the minute I have it to make it seem like obviously I heard your name and it's not pointless that you gave me your name. It does
Yeah.
definitely help because it gives more of a personal feeling to it.
Mm.
I think it's the step just before making a face to face. It's kind of a
Mustak just
similar
asked,
thing, isn't it?
how do we soften that so that it feels less salesy? We just mentioned something that in the middle, it's important to say something like, "I wonder if you can help me with something," or just a quick one, or "I needed a favor. Can you help here?" Or "I don't know if you can help," or something like that.
Yeah.
Use whatever words. It's not, remember here, it's about understanding why you say this because you soften it up a little bit and then you give them the pitch.
Yeah, it's not so much like scripted. Sometimes people write a script and try to talk. It's kind of hard to do like stick to one script. You got to feel it out in it.
Oh,
So
100%. Like, so
definitely.
I know a lot of people will say exactly what I say in my cold calling videos on YouTube. It works for me and it's not going to work for everyone. Like,
Yeah.
listen, Ronaldo's good at the knuckleball. Messi's good at the, you know what I mean? The bending it thing. You get me? It's not the
Yeah.
same. So,
100%. Yeah. And it
it's
also varies industry to industry, I think I've seen as well.
100%. 100%. In
Very.
some industries, you have to articulate yourself in a much, much better way
But then
than
every person, yeah.
in like if I'm speaking to blue collar, lower wages and stuff like that, the way I articulate myself is going to be completely different to how I sound when I'm speaking to someone who's on high wages and stuff like that. You know, I would 100% try to make myself come across a lot better and posher and whatnot, just because I'm dealing with people on higher wages. And
And
that's
probably
fine.
educated as well.
Yeah,
Because to be
yeah,
fair,
definitely.
most of the engineering industry, most of the people that are at the top, they kind of work their way up there. They're not really educated. So
Yeah, some people,
it's
some
bad to
people.
say, but they're very informal in a way.
Yeah, I agree with that. Some people have worked their way up from the bottom and that sort of thing. So yeah, hopefully that was of benefit, bro.
Yeah. I hope you enjoyed the grilling session.
It's all right, bro.
You and everyone else.
Nah, long back. No, we appreciate. I appreciate you coming down. I'm sure everyone else appreciates you.
No, no, of
I
course,
think,
man.
bro, stuff like this is useful, man, because it
It
shows
is
one.
100%.
It shows one how First of all, Allahumma barik. You've got to a situation now where obviously you're doing it full time, which
Well,
is
you know
amazing.
what? Yeah, you say this, yeah, and then everyone thinks that I'm next level, whatever. It's not the case. Obviously, we're always learning. As you can see from this thing, bro, I'm far from anywhere yet. And I've got so many holes in the game. But what I want to say is like just trying to always keep going and picking up any gold gem that you can. Bro, I'll be honest with you, I've never stopped, even though I'm like deep into it, I still don't stop watching your videos. I'll still watch your cold call videos if another one comes out tomorrow. Because you never know what you're really going to pick up in it.
Yeah, and I would say the biggest thing that sets you apart, and look, bro, there is a part of like you don't want to undersell yourself as well. Because again, Allahumma barik, you are in a situation for a reason. And I would say, to be fair, the one advice I would give to you and to hold down on that one advice is the one thing you've done really well at has been, you know, we've had conversations, multiple conversations, and I will always help people, bro, who I know are putting the effort in and working hard. Always, bro, you know? And so we've had conversations, and I would say that make sure you always have that open mind of like, look, I just want to learn, and I want to put in the effort, right? Because I know the two things that you do really well, and Allahumma barik, I would say is one of the biggest reasons why you have seen some success. Again, Allahumma barik, is because you want to continue learning and because you put in the actions, bro. You put in the effort, you know? And so make sure you hold tight to that, as well as keep hounding down on your skills and keep working on your skills. And it will only get better and better, inshallah.
Yeah, I mean, that definitely, like, being hungry for it is definitely something there. Like, I was literally saying to Muhammad, I was like, if you asked me, do you want advice, give me an arm and leg, I literally ask you, do you want right or left?
Yeah.
Literally, like, to be fair, I'm always open to learning. And this is the reason why I agreed to do this. Like, I knew very well that there was a lot of holes, and I knew that it was, I did mention it to you earlier in the morning as well when I was chatting to you. Ideally, I thought we were going to do it one-to-one, innit? But coming out here in front of, let's say, I don't know how many people, but like 100 people in here, it's more vulnerable, innit? But I didn't really care because I knew that it's a learning stage, innit?
Benefit, bro. Like, that's the main thing. And to be honest, it actually gives a lot of benefit to the people as well. I think that's the main thing as
No,
well,
that's
bro.
good, man. I like that.
Because again, like, to be honest, like, look, like me, when I'm making calls, it's very different. And I understand that. It's very different. I hope and inshallah, every single one of you guys can get to the point that, you know, how I feel when I'm making calls and how I am on the phone and stuff like that. But it's a learning curve. Like, it doesn't happen overnight. You can't watch one of my videos and now expect me to be like how I make calls and how I win business on. And I say this in a humbling way, man, but like, I guess I've been doing it for so long. Sometimes I have to remind you guys, do the hard grind, do the reps, you know, take the knowledge, take the theory and do everything and over. And with time, you will get better and better.
Natural. Yeah.
100%.
I mean, bro, like, it may seem like, obviously I've been corrected several times today. Alhamdulillah. I'm glad that obviously there are holes there that have been fixed, but like, it's still much better than it was when I first started, obviously. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know if you remember the sales call that I was doing when we were sitting in Birmingham.
Yeah,
Like,
do you remember? I was just gonna say it's so funny. I think I don't remember exactly what it was. So Jihad came to like a event that we did in Birmingham for those that bought the recruitment course. I think also, to be fair, you were the first person to buy the course, I think.
I'm finished it, you know.
To be fair, Jihad was the first person to ever buy the course, right? So here he is, the first student ever, right? I might make that into a video, bro. My first student.
That's the clickbait there for you, isn't it?
But to be fair, when we were sat down in Birmingham, I remember I sat down with you, and you know, Allahumma barak, even then you were just calling away, right? And it was something very basic, and I was like, oh, bro, like, so what are you doing? And you said this, and I was like, oh, like, why are you saying that? Why did you say this? And then you were like, yeah, true. Like, I can't remember what it was. Do you remember what it was?
Yeah, I think basically what happened was, I can't. There was a few things you said. I remember the main thing you said was make sure you collect ammo. That's the one thing I remember. You said collect ammo because you're gonna need it later. And that's the one thing that you told me, and I picked that up. And basically the questions you said, ask you 3 questions. How soon do you need them? How long have you been recruiting for? How many people you need? And when are you willing to take them on? That was the 4 questions you told me to make sure you always ask, so you have. So if later on down the line, you're gonna be like, yeah, you wanted them tomorrow.
Yeah. And I think, bro,
yesterday.
it's so crazy, yeah, but like, there's so much to go through sometimes. But hear what you just said, and I know some people will be like, what does that even mean? Like, collect ammo. It's actually something I did with our call. When I said, oh, Stuart, that's his name. Fine, I'll call on Wednesday.
Name, jot it down.
Right? Basically, what you're doing is any sort of information, you can derive from a call that you can use the next time is ammo. And it could be something like the person's gone on a holiday, you know, he's not in their office right now, or, you know, it could be anything. It
or
could
something
be anything
like, oh yeah, we were recruiting from yesterday. We've been recruiting for 3 months. It kind of makes you think, okay, so you had other agencies working here for 3 months. They haven't produced something. Well, hey, look, I've got a candidate right here. And
It
I
could
have to
be
work on it
anything,
for 20
right? It
seconds.
could be, oh no, we've just gone through some, difficult times and maybe not right now, for example, Next time I call, I'll be like, oh, I know you were going through some tough times. You mentioned last time, but has the situation changed, for example, right? So collecting ammo is super powerful for your second, third, and fourth call. And that is exactly where you will win the best business. That's exactly where you're going to make the money. So on that note, I'll be honest, it's coming up to 12 o'clock here, bro.
Coming up to Maghrib time, so we gotta go, yeah.
Yeah,
But
so hopefully,
I'm gonna say before I go is obviously now I'm probably expecting my DMs to go on fire. But ask them in the Discord chat because that's where we're gonna be answering
yeah,
them.
so
I'll
inshallah,
ping
Jihad's
you
going to be
Instagram.
active in the Discord chat
I'll
for
be
the
more
guys
active
that have
there now, inshallah.
recruitment basically. So inshallah, Jihad's going to be active there and will answer some questions, obviously when he can, because he still needs to concentrate on his business. And for any of the coaches and brothers that we're going to have helping you guys, I still want to advise you guys, focus on your business before you remember in the aeroplane. Remember when the thingy happens, what did they say? Your mask first, then the next man's mask. Do you get me? So put your mask on first, then put the next man's mask on.
I mean, he's
But
probably
concentrate
been
on
on
your
so
business.
many flights to remember that, obviously.
Huh?
But as you've been on so many flights to remember that by heart, but
Understand? I've not been on no flights,
I'm
bro.
not, but
I'm a
anyway, yeah.
frequent flyer, but
But now for
yeah.
real though, look, I'll be happy to answer any questions because I do get a lot of DMs, but I'd rather not on Insta, more on the Discord chat because that's obviously why we created the Discord chat. So if you can join, I'll be more active on there as well. Obviously, if there's anything I can help with.
Cool, bro. Barakallah feek for your time. I appreciate you coming on board. I'm sure it was beneficial to
For
everyone else.
having me. Thank you for having
And
me, and
yeah,
everyone benefit from that, inshallah.
inshallah. I think this was recorded, so I don't know how we're gonna do it, but we'll sort something out so people can see it.
You didn't record yesterday, you record mine, yeah?
Yeah, he was gonna record it.
Sake, bro.
Yeah, but
Anyway.
Assalamu alaikum, Jihad.
Bye,
Take care.
Sam. See you later, yeah? Assalamu
Assalamu
alaikum.
alaikum, everyone.